Hey, welcome back. You're looking live at Southfield because Southfield is our first stop this week as we are going out in your neighborhoods. All this week, Local 4 News at 5:30, hitting the road and taking the show on the road. And we have picked 5 different cities throughout the area this week. We are starting in Southfield today. Take a look.
That used to be a hot spot back in the day.
It was. I always went there.
What we're doing here is Northland City Center.
You mentioned that it's going to be a city inside of the city.
So we figure we start at the city center. And one of the cool things you can do in Southfield is take the Southfield Art Tour. It's a perfect place to take a selfie. When you look at the Westland Mall, what do you see?
You don't have to travel far to find a playground that'll bring you an experience out of this world.
It's awesome. There's so many things for them to do here.
Give me one thing you love about Shelby Township.
Oh, I love everything.
Why is this neighborhood unique, special?
Our kids just love coming here every day because they know that we're going to just wrap our arms with just nothing but love for them.
How would you describe Livonia?
Lots of parks, which is great, and I would say it's a great place to raise kids.
Right now I'm surrounded by over 2,000 turkeys.
Yes, it all starts today, and Damon Fernandez is live in Southfield. You're in the library, aren't you?
Yeah, hey there, Christy. How you doing? I'm
Good.
inside the Southfield Public Library. I had to come inside because it got a little too windy outside, and I wanted to make sure you heard everything that we have in store for you this week. So Local 4 is doing something different, something that it hasn't done before this week. We are taking our 5:30 newscast out of the studio, and we're taking it on the road and into your neighborhood for a live broadcast. Now, I'm in the city of Southfield. This is our first stop. So look, we're trying something different here. Over the past few weeks, our teams have been out and about canvassing different communities. Our reporters and photographers have been hearing from all sorts of people, folks like people on the streets, people, business owners. We've been hearing from folks who have been at some of the local cafes and restaurants, in the salons, at your playgrounds. We've been getting an earful, and many of you have given us some perspective about what's happening in and around your neighborhoods and what you love most about your communities. Now, we've been diving into some of those issues that you've been telling us about that are happening in your communities and neighborhoods as well. You'll hear from those folks about that coming up in every 5:30 newscast this week from a different location. So again, Christy, here's how it works. We'll be in your neighborhood today at the Southfield Public Library. Now, Southfield is a growing city in Metro Detroit, and one of the big things neighbors are talking about in this community is the transformation of that Northland Center. Got an earful about that. So many folks are excited to see what's coming in that particular area. We'll also have some newsmakers joining us at 5:30 today. Mayor Ken Siver, he'll be here talking about the Northland transformation along with some of the other hot topics happening around town. We'll also be hearing perspective again from many of the locals, and we'll have some surprises for you coming up at 5:30 as well. This is something that we think is going to be very interesting. We're excited about this right now, Christy, and I understand that you will also be joining us here because you've been asking folks around town what makes the city tick, what they like most about Southfield. Again, it's one of the growing communities in this area, and we're so happy that people were willing and open to share their perspectives with us. So, Christy, I'm curious, what were some of the hot things that people told you they love most about this city?
You know, it was really great to go around Southfield because I actually worked in Southfield for 12 years. So I would come in and out as, someone who worked in a business there and the restaurants and things. But to be able to get out and talk to what residents were saying, the big thing, Demond, was quality of life, and it was parks. It was the outdoor spaces that people were able to go to and they were able to find and bring their kids to, or just go walk their dog. Or I was actually at a ribbon cutting for a new pickleball and basketball courts at Miller Park. It sounds like a small thing, but it's really big for people who live around those areas or that they have some place to go to be able to relax and enjoy. So for me, that was the big surprise, is people talking about parks in Southfield. It was a lot of fun.
And Christy, that must be top of mind for a lot of families too, because when I came out here a few weeks ago, I was surprised by how many folks told me that they were actually enthusiastic about how much of a walkable city Southfield is becoming because of a lot of trails coming in, because of those parks. One other thing, Christy, our consumer investigator, our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, he'll be here in Southfield too. This afternoon, he's going to be over at this restaurant called Cornbread. It's on Northwest Highway. He'll be talking to folks about some of their concerns concerns. If you have a community complaint, a concern, or something top of mind for you, go ahead and meet Hank over there. He's going to be at Cornbread Restaurant and Bar. That's 29852 Northwestern Highway in Southfield. He'll be there from 4 to 6 today. And yeah, we're looking forward to engaging with so many of the community members out here. And again, we'll be here for our 5:30 newscast coming from the Southfield Public Library. And I tell you this, the mayor also has some perspective about why the city is becoming so walkable, and some of those parks are becoming a big deal too.
Yeah, it's really great because I think also for all of us, wherever we live there for a reason. And there are so many things that we, intimately love about the places that we live. So for people to be able to share that and say, hey, this is why we live in Southfield. And if you don't live in Southfield, to be able to sit at home and say, oh gosh, that's really cool that they have that in their community, or maybe we could get that in our community. So it's a sharing and it's a learning thing. And sometimes we all have assumptions too about different areas around town. But today you'll be able to really understand all of the issues and things that people love about Southfield. So it's very cool. I'm excited to join you at 5:30 today, Demont.
5:30 in your neighborhood, Southfield's first. We'll be scattering around the metro area all week. See you then.
Love it. All right. I'll see you a little bit later. Thanks so much, Shimon. And of course, he was talking about Hank being at Cornbread from 4 to 6 o'clock today. It's going to be a lot of fun in your neighborhood. All right. So we will be right back with more Daily Plus Live. Stay with me.